All right, let's talk Jordan Love continuing his hot start to this season with yet another really impressive performance. The entire Packers team looks incredibly impressive, but we're talking Jordan Love and we're talking the Green Bay Packers. Let's just get into it. Let's start off with this play. Maybe one of the best throws you'll see all season. Honestly, unfortunately, it's not going to count, but it's a 3rd down and 9 situation. It's Jaden Reed on this play going with, cover 2 zone. A lot of times when you get past the corner, but not quite to the safety, or maybe just towards the sideline away from the safety, there can be a little window there. It's usually not huge. Love is going to take the snap right here. He's going to look in that direction, and first, there is some pressure that he's going to have to avoid, so no problem. Love is able to get around that pressure. Unfortunately, that's where the hold was, so this play isn't going to count. Not Love's fault. He's just trying to make the play happen. You see, again, is there a window? Yes, there is a window, but this is going to take an absolutely perfect throw to get a completion. And look at that. That's just a thing of beauty right there, right? That's one of those plays that for some people, that's their career highlights. For Love, that wasn't even the only time he made a play like this in this game. We'll fast forward a little bit to this play. It's going to be a zone coverage concept, and really it's just a one-on-one matchup down the field. Love's going to say, okay, let's take the shot. Love takes a snap, and it's Marshawn Lattimore covering Malik Heath, which, you would think is not a great matchup, but honestly, Lattimore isn't having a great game, so, they're going to take this chance. The issue is Lattimore's not really doing anything wrong on this play, maybe a half step behind, but it's going to take a great throw and a great catch to be complete here, right? This is not horrible defense by any means, but again, really nice throw and an unbelievable catch, and they are able to somehow get that completion. He did get both feet in bounds. Crazy stuff here by the Packers. So when you can make those high-level plays, again, we can talk about the Commanders' defense, and we will, but that's high-level stuff. It wasn't perfect down the field. This play, it's going to be a zone coverage concept. You have a tight end running a route more over the middle, and then receiver running a route that's going to go deep and over the middle. And essentially, the logic is for the safety, you can only cover one of these two guys, right? Usually, you want to cover the receiver. On this play, when Love takes a snap, that's not what's happening. The safety isn't covering the receiver, and now, again, you have a wide open situation. Trey Amos giving up some space. He's the corner. He is giving up some space against Matthew Golden. He also knows he has a safety over there, and I think maybe thought that there was going to be help. But since the safety went more over the middle with the tight end, you have a window. Unfortunately for Love, this is just, not one of his better throws of the day. I think really you'd want to throw that earlier more than make it a better throw. He does have the arm to get it towards the back of the end zone. Either way, great closeout by Amos as well. And Matthew Golden maybe could have tried to slow down more, but again, yes, you want to ideally come to the ball. He's also sprinting down the field. It's easier said than done. It's not like he was stopped and then just stayed stopped, right? So either way, again, the good outweighed the bad, but it just gotta throw it all in there, right? Painting the whole picture, not just the most exciting part. But also heading over here, some of it was just bad Commanders defense. I don't get what happens here. Again, a huge credit has to go to Matt LaFleur for, it reminds me of the playoff game against the Cowboys. Why am I bringing that up? Well, if you remember, Dan Quinn was the defensive coordinator of the Cowboys back then, now the head coach of the Commanders. And you see, so there's going to be several tight ends running routes going more over the middle. Love takes the snap, and I don't get what Bobby Wagner does here. You see, Bobby Wagner is on Tucker Kraft at this point, and maybe it's just because this is a zone blitz and there's one less player in coverage. But as you see, he just tells someone else to cover Kraft. Nobody else is there, and it's a wide open situation. So again, credit to Matt LaFleur for calling this play, and also credit to Love for noticing it and getting the ball there. But also, what was going on with Bobby Wagner? Why didn't he cover? I don't get what happened there. Also, this one's going to be another good one. You see that edge rusher for the Commanders. Watch him, because he's going to be a very notable player on this one. You see, he gets chipped at the line by a tight end, and then he's going to try and go for more of an inside move. Okay, sometimes you can try that. The issue is, you still are the contain guy right here. Love sees that and says, okay, sounds good, let me go outside the pocket, and as of right here, he's picked up some yards. However, game situation has to be brought up here. This is a 3rd down and 9, and you have a Commanders player who's doing what you want to see defenders do. A lot of defenders will kind of let up on the sideline because they're worried about a flag. Well, hey, you're trying to defend the sticks right here. A flag is just as bad as letting the quarterback get what he wants, lower the shoulder and deliver a hit. He's fully going for it. However, Love lowers the shoulder as well and is able to run through the contact, takes a big hit at the end there. That's a little, that's one of those, if you're a Packers fan, you're like, he's up, right? Yep, okay, cool, he's up, good. Because you want to be careful there. But hey, sometimes on a 3rd down and 9, you got to take a hit, and that's what he was thinking there. Let's go over here now. The Commanders' defense definitely started holding here. I don't mean like the penalty. I mean like they started being able to cover well and at least a lot better. Granted, again, I'm showing a play where the Packers are at the 6-yard line, so not great, but better. Watch as Love takes a snap and just doesn't love what he sees right here. Again, you're up. In this situation, 11 points. It feels like it should be more given how this offense is going. To me, I think this is the right decision by him. In fact, it is the right decision by him to just throw the football away. Watch, that's what he does. And, I think last week, what was the one thing we all were critical of with Jordan Love? We kind of all said, incredible performance, but there was that one drive where he kept throwing to the Detroit Lions, and luckily he didn't get burned on it, but you can't make that mistake. Well, here he's not making that mistake. So a lot of throwaways, which is on one hand a bad thing because guys aren't getting open, but at least you're not making a bad situation worse, a bad play worse. Sometimes taking the 3 isn't that bad of a idea. But then you saw, even when the Commanders marched down the field and scored a touchdown, you see here the Packers are back in a 1st and goal. How did they do this? Well, it was, running the ball effectively. There was, all that stuff. But it was also just Jordan Love staying disciplined, right? Making the right play, not trying to do too much. All those throwaways early on to make sure that they didn't, have any bad things happen. Well, now, again, because your defense is so good, you're in this situation where they're going to run a play action. Actually, kind of clever here when it seems like everyone thinks it's going to be a running play. They're running a play action and going to try to target the rookie Trey Amos' side. Love takes a snap, and that works out perfectly. Definitely fooled on that. Good, nice off-balance throw. You kind of have to throw off balance just to get it there quickly, but we know Love can do that. And yeah, ultimately able to make the play work, get the touchdown, and get the victory. I thought Love was great in this game. I really did. When they needed the easy throws, he made the easy throws. When they made the incredibly difficult throws, he made the incredibly difficult throws. And when they needed the throwaways, he did the throwaways. And when you're doing that, that's winning football. So I've been very impressed with Jordan Love this season. I was kind of, you could call me a Jordan Love hater heading into this season. Not anymore. I've been very impressed. I'm all on board the Jordan Love train at this point. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.